There is one belief that silently destroys more potential than the lack of intelligence, lack of discipline, or even lack of opportunity. And the most dangerous part is most people don't even realize they have it. This is just who I am. Yes, this is your belief. That belief right there, it feels logical to you. It sounds simple and it even feels safe to you. But it's the most dangerous belief of your life. That belief right there is the hidden ceiling of your life. Because the moment you believe that who you are is fixed, you stop evolving, you stop questioning the patterns, you stop challenging your limits, and you start defending the very identity that is keeping you stuck. What's crazy is that most people, they think they are being realistic. They don't see this happening to their life. They even say things like, I'm just not a disciplined person. I'm not a morning person. I am a person with just I struggle with focus. That's who I am. Or maybe I'm not good with money. I'm not for that business. No. I'm not a fit person. I always have a big belly. That's who I am. I don't have the energy that others have. This is who I am. But what they are actually doing is they are reinforcing that identity that produces the same results. Your beliefs are not just thoughts. They are instructions. They tell your brain what to look for, what to ignore, and even how to behave. And over time, those beliefs turn into patterns. Those patterns turn into your habits, and those habits becomes your reality. So if your belief is limited, your life will be limited, your dreams will be limited. And here is the deeper problem. Most of these beliefs are not consciously chosen. They are inherent. They are inherited from your environment, from your past experiences, from your upbringing, and the people that surround you. And once they are repeated many times, they feel like in your life this is the only truth. But feeling true does not mean something is true. It just makes it familiar. And familiarity is one of the biggest traps in human behavior. Because people would rather stay in a familiar identity that limits them than step into an unfamiliar identity that can transform the entire life. That's how powerful this belief is. It keeps you uncomfortable. It keeps you small. Now here's the truth that most people avoid. Your current results are not random. They are a reflection of an identity you are operating from. For example, if you struggle with discipline, it's not just a habit problem. It is an identity problem. If your energy is low, it's not just physical. It's the standard you accept. It is the way you live. It is the system you tolerate. And if you keep repeating the same patterns, it's because your internal blueprint hasn't changed. You are not behaving your way into a new life. You are just expressing who you believe you are. And that's why people stay stuck for years. They try to change actions without changing the identity that produces those actions. They force themselves to be productive maybe for a few days, a few weeks, and then they fall back. It's not because they failed or because they are weak. It's because they turn to the baseline of their identity. The truth is that your identity will always turn you back to what feels normal. So if your identity is low energy, inconsistency, and self-doubt, no matter how much you try, you will always turn to that version of yourself. Now here is where everything changes. That belief that is destroying your potential, that belief this is who I am, is actually a deeper version of it. I cannot become somebody else. That belief kills your growth. Because the moment you believe that the change is not possible, you stop designing your life. You stop trying in a meaningful way, and you stop upgrading your systems. You accept your current state as permanent. But identity is not fixed. Identity is built. Every high performer or entrepreneur you know has to break an old identity before stepping into a new one. They were not not born with discipline, clarity, confidence, wealth, richness. They created it. They decided to stop identifying themselves with their past and start aligning themselves with their future. And that decision changed everything. Because once your identity shifts, your standards shifts. You no longer ask yourself, how do I stay motivated? You ask a better, meaningful question. You ask yourself, what does someone at my level do daily? You stop negotiating with your lower self because it no longer represents who you are. Here's something most people misunderstand. You don't change your identity just by thinking differently once. You change it by evidence. Your brain needs evidence. You change it by living differently consistently. You build that evidence through action. Small actions repeated daily, they are aligned with the identity you are creating. You start training and eating like somebody who respects their body. You start thinking like somebody who values clarity. You start structuring your environment like somebody who operates at a high level. And slowly your brain starts to believe this new version of you as real. That's where transformation becomes stable. And it's not forced or temporary, but it's natural. And this is where most people fail. They want a new identity without paying the cost of building it. They want discipline before they create structure. They want results before they change their behavior. But that order doesn't work like that. You act first, you build evidence, then identity follows. Because once identity is changed, everything becomes easier. Your energy improves because your lifestyle improves. Your discipline strengthens because your standards rise. Your focus sharpens because your environment becomes intentional. Everything begins to align. So the real question is not what belief is destroying your potential. The real question is, are you willing to let go of the identity that is keeping you comfortable but is limiting your entire transformation of your life? Because growth requires leaving behind who you used to be, and most people are not willing to do that. But if you are already operating at a different level. If you want to go deeper and learn how to systematically rebuild your identity, your energy, and achieve your peak performance, you can visit my website or check the courses down below and just book a free consultation. Send me an email. Feel free to see and we can explore what is holding you back. And if you want more insights on human evolution, psychology, identity, peak performance, then subscribe to this channel. And let me leave you with this. Your future is not determined by your past. It's determined by who you believe you can become.